Now you've got 13 active companies.
Have I? I forgot you're an accountant.
That I've seen.
13. Okay. You know what? That means you actually haven't found all of them.
Okay, well that's what I saw on Company's House. But you've got 13 companies. Are they all active in property?
All my businesses are property related.
And you've got this facilities management company. Is that linked with?
Yeah, they're all property management. So that's maintenance.
Okay, for your own.
Pretty much.
Okay, and was that because you're spending a lot of money with other companies at the moment? We're leaking all this cash. What are we doing in-house?
A little bit. It's a case of, but it's more about control. I'm a bit of a control freak, and this is my way of having more control over what goes on. We choose who works in the company, who does the maintenance, rather than giving out to a third party. We would just rely. Hopefully, they'll do a good job. I'm not sure some would, but I think that's just made the control freak.
So has that saved you costs and improved efficiency and obviously quality control?
Yeah, I mean, as an accountant, we know if we've got property in our own name, we go and unblock the toilet. You ain't gonna offset that as a cost.
Yeah.
And if your maintenance company goes and deals with it, that's a cost that you can offset.
Yeah, cool. And then you resigned from 4 companies back in April, on the 9th of April 2019. So either that was a dark day for you, or you woke up and thought, hold on a minute, I've got too many companies here. What are these for?
Yes.
What happened there?
A bit of restructuring.
Yeah. So why did you resign?
I'm still involved with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not.
It's not as I'm not involved with them.
You're not a
I'm
director.
just not a director on them anymore.
Okay.
And if I had another 24, I'd probably be able to use all them as well within the day. Mm-hmm. So it's a case of trying to focus on which things that you can take priority on, which ones you need to really give the responsibility to other people to, and say, well, you do that. I'm here to support you, but you deal with it.
Fair enough. And sometimes it's important to let go of stuff.
Yeah.
Whether you do that through choice or whether you've got other partners or associates to say, well, hold on a minute, maybe now's the right time for you to move on, possibly. Whatever it is, we don't need to know that. I was just interested to see what happened there. You might have a story on the 9th of April.
Yeah.
Or, I had a dream and this is what happened.
Well, I think the only interesting story was last year then when lockdown started happening. And I think pretty much everybody, I wasn't alone there, had a bit of a oh shit moment. What's going to happen now? Do you know what I mean? That was, I think, a bit of an emergency panic for everybody. How's that going to affect our business, our staff, our tenants? What if all our tenants stop paying next month? What's going to happen? How long can we survive? 5 minutes? Do you know what I mean? So. Do
you find that exciting, or does that scare the shit out of you? Because I find it exciting, by the way, to make it easy for you.
It's not exciting to be in that moment in time when you're thinking. When the government tells you certain businesses can't operate, they have to close down completely. When your tenants can't go out to work and they potentially will have no income, they're not going to pay you. If it's a couple of tenants, you could probably manage. If it's a few, if you start thinking, well, if most of my tenants can't pay, how long am I going to be able to survive? You can't survive. And so you start thinking, so what does that mean? How's that going to affect this and how's that going to affect that? What about all the staff we employ? So we have about 24 staff across the businesses. What's going to happen with all that? So, so there's certainly no fun and enjoyment in that. However, what I love doing is finding solutions. And that's, I think, just maybe another entrepreneurial trait. What you're doing is, you're looking for solutions to problems. Okay, how can we? And that's where I kind of started earlier on. As a young kid, you just start thinking early, how can I?
Yeah, I think using the pandemic's possibly a bad example in terms of asking the question, simply because obviously that was a particular situation, circumstance where obviously had so many people dying, falling ill. It's difficult and
it's massive uncertainty. Nobody experienced it.
Nobody wants to see that again.
Yeah.
Move away from that. When we have 2007 or 8, for example, and I was around and I had a few businesses, or you have other scenarios where times are tough, economy is a bit shaky, people are unsure, uncertain. I quite like it because I think, what am I now going to do differently? Because the word you used was, I now started thinking, or something to that effect. And it's when we then start thinking on a higher but deeper level, okay, what are the possibilities? How can I restructure, change things here to make sure all of my team are protected. They get paid every month because they've got families, kids, other commitments. So you want to keep them safe. We've got tenants if you're in property, or customers, clients, whatever, so look after all of them. And then obviously got to look after myself as well. So we have that responsibility. I think people who don't have a business perhaps don't always see it like that. They think there's a boss here, there's employees here, the boss tells the employees what to do, and he or she is the bad guy, and the workers are the good people, for example, and that's just the way it works. And as you know, nothing could be further from the truth in the small business sector. Because we're always thinking about them, thinking, how do we make sure...
in many businesses, the boss is the last one to eat. And people don't understand that or see that. And they're the ones carrying all the risk.
Yeah.
And so when they're carrying all the risk and struggling, there's no appreciation for that often in small businesses. And when they're doing very well, there's no real empathy for them either.